ever heard of, like, drive-away?
Yeah.
I did that. Like, I used to drive units and then have my car that I pulled behind me. I wrecked it in January and I couldn't do it anymore. So.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I wrecked my car. It was on the way back from Tennessee. I had a drop and some crazy broad hit me. Crazy.
Oh, my.
Missed my car.
Just makes
oh, my
sick,
God. Yes, it does. Let me ask you a question. Do you play Minecraft?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
I sure do. Yeah, I do.
Oh, my God. Fucking the gods have answered my prayers. I have been digging down Wicked's throat and everybody just trying to, trying to, yeah, I know, you already said it, trying to find homies to play Minecraft.
Oh, I play with you all day, any day.
Would you mind playing Minecraft with me?
I'd love to. At least I know someone to play it with.
I have a survival realm that I used to save that I've had for over 11 years.
I've got one for 3 years.
Nice. I made mine last. Like, I had mine for over 11 years, and it's freaking massive.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, mine's got the dragon beat and everything in it. Or at least the one I got saved in there is. And we've got several settlements that Joe and I built. Because Joe, when I get him to come on the game anymore, he would come on. Shoot, we've been on that thing for hours.
You and your husband?
No, it's just a friend.
Oh. I have people that jump on my realm and play from time to time, so you won't be lonely.
Okay. Yeah, we built the settlement. We got to where we get resources constantly. We've got several of the, I guess you could call it the robots kind of sort of built, or machines. I don't want to call it, but to where it constantly, resources is just constantly building.
Oh, nice.
The last thing I actually built on there was the one that constantly harvested watermelons and stuff.
Ooh,
and all I'd have to do is go to the chest and get it, and watermelons and the pumpkins. Just go to the chest and pull them out and do what I needed to do with them.
Aren't you excited for me, Wicked? I found someone to finally play with me. It's so exciting. Oh my God. Well, would you mind hopping over and playing with me now? I'd love to show you my realm.
No, I wouldn't mind.
Or you got business on here?
The only thing I was gonna do, honestly, was see. I want to rebuild this build, even though this build might be pretty cool and pretty nice and everything, because the stats are pretty good. I've got 46% critical damage and 50% spell crit and weapon crit. But I don't know what it's getting. I really don't. I didn't get a chance to actually look at it before they called me into that trial earlier.
Well, would you like to try it out on iron real quick, or?
I don't. What now?
Would you like to try it on a trial dummy real quick?
Yeah, got one in my house. I hadn't had a chance to.
Oh, okay. You said you needed pots, right?
No, I made them before we came in.
Okay.
I was the one you was waiting
food?
on. Yeah, I'm good on food. I've been actually. That's another something. Since the new update, I've had to figure out a whole new food because I'm pretty much I'm a Magicka-based person. You know, I mean, I need my health. Don't get me wrong. And the health thing is, I'm going between the clockwork citrus fillet is good. It takes way too much perfect row. Yeah, it's too expensive. I like the Magicka recovery that's there, but if you look at the stats, even the numbers is nowhere near like what say the long fin pasty is, or even the bewitched sugar skulls. So I just been using the sugar skulls because at least that ain't that expensive to make.
Well, how long has it been since you used Witch Mother's Brew?
I've got a couple of those in the bank, but I haven't really used those too much.
Witch Mother's Brew, I think that used to be the meta. Witch Mother's Punch, like, I think the Punch, I don't use it because it's garbage, but the Witch Mother's Brew is actually something I've been using for a long time on my Magicka build. Primarily because of the cost effectiveness, and the Magicka regeneration is just absolutely broken. It was meta at one time, but it kind of fell out because it had a glitch where it wouldn't work properly. So a lot of people dropped off it, and ultimately it started following. How do I put this? It started fading into the shadows as a result because people stopped using it as a result of the glitch. They have long since got it fixed, and I don't understand why there's still people out here not using it. There's also the Jewels of Misrule. I would recommend those for PvP. Yeah, Jewels of Misrule are a good PvP. If you're running that, I would definitely recommend it. Witch Mother's Brew is definitely what I use on my Magicka builds for PvE. Um, that's usually what I run. That's me personally. Again, for cost effectiveness, Artaeum Citrus will always give you better, but it costs, just like you said. So to me, that's always been my second best option. I can make both. So if you need me to make a Uni, I can make both of those recipes. I just got to switch to my crafter. I've got a 9 trade.
I've got it. I've got a.
Okay.
I'm actually master crafter.
Nice.
I've even tried there's the drink, the Dragon Tail blended whiskey, which is a health recovery and magical recovery, which is pretty good recovery. Don't get me wrong, but it's like you don't have the initial numbers of like your health and magical before it. I mean, you keep them base, but you're adding recovery, and that's not still. You get hit by something pretty hard, and there's no surviving it. That's the only bad thing about that. Huh? Yes. Yes, I actually do. All right. Let's see.
Should be
Actually,
heavy.
I've been playing with those too because I'm a medium person, as far as my base anyways. But my head is heavy and my shoulders are light, and I have tried the heavy shoulder versus light head, and I'm.
Yes. Yep. Me personally, on my Magicka build, I'll run heavy on the helm, heavy on the shoulders, and then the rest of it light, because light gives you a shit ton of passives for Magicka. But the heavy helmet and shoulders are fundamental to keep that sustained.
Yeah, but my
Because my
problem is I
healer,
can't stay alive with the light. That's
well,
my biggest issue.
yep, Hijiko. I said it wrong, didn't I? Ikejo, yeah. That's the route. I mean, Hakusho that is the tri-stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that looks like the little purple cup, right? Yep,
Mhm.
same.
Mhm.
Yep. There's yep, and the way I end up offsetting, I do it a different way, but I mean both methods are great to use. My method for counteracting the whole lack of like sustain when I have my healer is I will make up with it for her healing ability. Like I max out her ability on Magicka so that way her sustain is through her self heal. Like through her Magicka, she can just literally heal herself. So
Mm-hmm.
like my Magicka build, she has little sustain, but with the healing factor that she has because she's a Magicka, she'll sit there and she'll tank just about anything that this tank can do just because she has that heal factor. Um, so that's what I do on my Templar.
Well, I've got an extra slot.
Yep, no magic essence. It's what's a good self heal for a Magicka?
For a Templar, that would be
Yeah.
this. That's an
Yep.
instant heal.
Yep. That right there.
That
I mean,
is
that's your ace in the
that
hole.
that is called Breath of Life.
Yep. You gotta. Yep.
Trust me, I've done so much research lately that to the point that I can't make heads or tails of anything anymore. I get so beside myself, and I for the past few weeks I've literally drove my own self damn near insane, and I've to the point that I've asked everybody on the sun, what can I do? Just please help me, somebody, please freaking help me do this. I understand. Yeah, I get it. I
Honest
definitely
to God,
understand. Yeah, one of them I didn't get a chance to get there before the party went away.
you're gonna
Yes,
find
ma'am.
out. You're gonna find out if you're not building off of someone else's template, you're gonna be pulling your hair out just trying to figure out your own build. It's something you've
Mhm.
got to enjoy. You have got to enjoy tinkering. I have done the same thing. Wicked's done the same thing.
And see that
Yep.
see my problem was right. That would work before that update. Yeah. And I'm honestly, I will try anything. But before that update, I had 113k DPS, and I
It
was
took you
happy.
away from you. My
Yeah, it
sustain has been
literally took
taken
it
from
away.
me. I went into Hell Raw and I was getting wiped twice a run because when they You can. Templars are badass.
Yeah, that's
But
why she's my main.
what I was gonna say is like Hellraw and some of these other trials also, just so you know, in the patch notes, they did come back and revamp a lot of stuff. Like Hellraw's main boss was revamped with a new DLC drop, and the reason why is because they were arguing that too many people were using Hellraw as a source of income. Like you had people on here that were dropping that 110K, and they come in with a seasoned group and just absolutely raid the fuck out of Hellraw, make bank, make bank. Yep. So he wasn't really putting out the level of damage or sustain to keep up with that, and that's primarily because of the way the game works. Every time a DLC drops, the meta changes. You know, sometimes people's levels go up, the XP goes up, the health, the sustain, the recover. Yes, but here's the thing: everyone doesn't realize this, but the trials, the dungeons, and the PvE content, it doesn't catch up with everybody else. It stays the same unless they change it. For the longest time, all these trials, they have been left at whatever setting they were left at when the trial was relevant, back when it was first introduced. So the point that I'm trying to get at is that every trial that you walk into now, like the VSS that we just did, like the reason I was getting my ass kicked probably is because number one,
they've redid it.
Yeah, revamped. Like the whole VSS has been updated. So it's not just you. I mean, don't feel bad.
One of the things I do know that they did with that last update, they took away the spammability of any of your buttons. You can hit it all you want, but it's not going to fire. But they did that. Yeah, I mean, I do. I do, but see, that's me. I've got a whole rotation, which I'm a 1-bar build, so I've got a whole rotation of my bar except my heal. And actually, the shards, that is one of my things. Like when I've noticed that since this update, one of the things that does work is when you go into like small dungeons, the normals anyways, a few of those, I kill a whole group. Literally. Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's... Yeah. And you see, as long as people will watch the numbers on the, you should have the thingies on the bottom of their screens. I do anyways. I have all those things on my screen so I can see what the heck's going on. But that's how you beat the spammability, but a lot of folks don't realize that. But there's a few things that I don't know why, but it still isn't firing. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. I do. It just... Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You see, that's me. I've got a whole rotation, and that's what I've been trying to teach Mike is how, if you fire this off, well, look at your numbers that's on it. It's going to count down. Each one of those things. Go through the line, and then there's going to be one that, like my radiant oppression. That one actually still working as a spammable, pretty much. But you still got a few seconds in between firing it, right? Well, you between that, you've got time to watch your bar to go through the whole line, and trying to teach. Which he's only 900 now, and I'm glad he's 900 because it's not even been a year now since he started playing the game. He's doing really good, but trying to teach him that, and after I think he's had 10 strokes, so he's a little slow, but he's learning. He's doing really good. But yeah, just that update has really royally messed my whole build to the point that I'm gonna tell you what I made earlier, and this might shock you, might surprise you, I don't know, it might be like, well, okay, whatever, but I've been using Order's Wrath for the longest. I honestly love the set. I dearly love that set. and it's most there's only one piece I think that isn't golded out on my Order's Wrath, and I've got a piece for every slot there is because I interchange it out with this and with that. But I paired it up today with Oblivion's Foe. And the reason I did that, and tell me whether I'm right or wrong, or if what you think of it, because honestly, I really would like to know. Um, the Order's Wrath gives you a lot of critical chance, right? I mean, it gives you like one weapon of spell damage. Well, no, yeah. Well, the Oblivion's Foe actually gives you weapon and spell damage on offensive penetration. And that number 5, I mean, not only gives you weapon and spell damage, but it says when you deal damage with soul magic. Well, one of my skills itself is a soul magic. It's one of the ones that you make, the new scribs, whatever you call it thing. Um, yeah, it's called Magical Soul. It does 8,000. Well, it does more than that once I actually start my rotations, because this is just base. But 8,714 magic damage. Um, Not yet. I still several I haven't made yet. Wow. So that you can actually kind of spam it, kind of, sort of. That'd be cool. Now this I can spam the hell out of it, but I don't really need to because it's the way I set this one up. It's got 8,700 magic damage automatic straight away, then 6,900 over 10 seconds. But it also reduces uh, major breach, reducing physical and spell resistance by 10 seconds. So there's two 10 seconds things going on there at the same time. So I'm constantly, I hit that, then I jump to my reflective light, which throws out 3 fireballs and does a total of like 20 something thousand damage per fireball. And then my radiant oppression along with my shards. But you see, my going back to the soul, whatever you call it, the soul damage or whatever it is. Don't forgot whatever. The Oblivion's Foe, I think it's soul damage. I think I said. When you deal damage with soul magic. Okay, so soul magic supposedly isn't that the same as my, where'd it go? Soul assault. So that also works with the ultimate, maybe? I mean, well, that's the one I'm using. The only bad thing is, it just, by doing this set together, the Oblivion's, whatever it is, Foe and Order's Wrath, it has dropped my numbers on my skills, actually by leaps and bounds, over 10,000. Mm-hmm. Well, whenever you got time, if you would, I mean, I would honestly feel blessed if you could do it, but if you could actually share play with me, you can roll through this and see what you can make of it. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. Can
Pain?
you share
Oh
play?
no,
I will gladly
I can.
hand over control.
I am a bad option. I do have a
Why? I
magicka,
don't
but
think
it's
you're that bad.
I have roles, and I have not been very good about keeping up with the meta for DPS. My DPS right now is garbage. Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
always free. I'm always free.
uh,
Unless I have an appointment, which is few and far between. A doctor appointment, I mean. Yeah, I got you.
yeah.
I'm just like,
Uh,
tomorrow, the next day, the
Herb,
next day. Well, Sunday morning, churches. But other than that, I'm open,
Herb,
wide open. Yep. Yes, sir.
Herb. Ready to go play Minecraft?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, y'all definitely can catch
Oh,
up on
shoot.
that soon.
You gotta give me 10 minutes, though. I gotta get my son up. Uh, my clock went off 20 minutes ago and I forgot. I gotta get my son up right quick. And
Okay.
then I will. Oh, yeah. Yeah, gotta do dailies right quick, too. But I gotta wake my son up. Otherwise, he's gonna be really upset with me. Yeah, he's supposed to be up at work, up for work at 5 o'clock. And if Mama don't get him up, watch, the closer I get to his bedroom, you can hear that boy. I'm telling you, he sleep.
That's actually one of my strong
Moses speaks the
suits.
truth. These dragons are no gods. We must leave before. Oh,
I used to have knowledge about how to build a stand blade, but when they ruined those, I fell off on the whole DPS thing. I haven't been able to get back to it because I've been so hard focused on roles. Like I started out with my healer, and then I started with my tank. I mean, it just became one of those, you know. Yeah. All right. I'm probably gonna peel, go play the blocks. Wicked. I hope you enjoyed it. Not yet. Still working on other stuff. I'm still trying to fix Spawn up. There's a bunch of newbies that are coming in. I still ain't put a rule book up. They might do something stupid.
All right.
Did you get her done?
He's sitting on the side of his bed, still half asleep, but hopefully he'll get up. I have to go check him in 10 minutes. He is so hard to get up. He's 27 years old and he's still, I'm telling you, bomb could go off, earthquake could hit, and he still would be laying there.
Damn. All right, holla.
Alrighty.
All right, want me to invite you to a party, crew?
Yeah. Oh no, we don't want that happening no more. And don't worry, I ain't gonna be inviting nobody anymore. Even not even a my chat over there. I invited you guys. Oh, I'll invite you guys. Well, look at you both. I think. Um. Anyways, we just got the word is. There's a few of them who seems to like to take advantage of me just as well as they do you, Miss Wicked. You remember the Andre dude? Yep, manure. Well, let's just put it this way. He's oh he's the sweetest can be, but his wife, I guess she is. She chewed his ass out of one wall back on the other. Everyone in the whole chat. Well, the funny thing is, she was chewing him out over just because of the fact that he added me on Facebook, and I didn't mind because he was talking to me through Messenger and stuff. And I didn't mind it as a friend and everything, but she was busy cussing him from up. I mean, it was bad. And Oh my goodness. And it's all about me to the point that I had enough, and we all had enough. We just literally muted him. I think he got upset about it, and then cuz he came back in the chat the next day or two or three or whatever, and I never heard him say a word. That's just what was funny, but the next thing you know, he left. And I hadn't heard from him since, but I'm I don't mind doing what I can to help folks. I was kind of low on funds at the moment, and he's like asking me for all these Nernhorn pieces, and I don't have the Nern Crux to go make and all that stuff, so I had to go buy all that stuff. And I told him that, I didn't have it, that I would have to buy it, and, I would need money, but no, he never actually. Yeah, well, that's what happened, and it kind of what it was one thing to be out that, and I can get over that, but what really made the ticker that really got to me that day, or well, the next day actually, but he asked me to help him with his scrying to get his Oaken Soul ring. That's cool. I did. I shared. Well, I didn't have to share play with him. I just saw a screen. I had it in the bottom of my corner of my screen. Because he like shared the screen or whatever. So it was all cool, and I was walking him through everything, and I thought I was pretty dang sure that I taught him every little trick to doing all that. In fact, he was getting right on cue before I would even say, "Hey, go to that spot" or whatever. He caught the gist of it. He was doing great. We got his Oaken Soul that night. We literally got his Oaken Soul. We bust our ass and got him his yellow or his gold, whatever lead thing ability to be able to do that. Plus, we went and got all the leads, got his Oaken Soul, and he was happy-go-lucky. And I told him, I said, well, now I got yours. And I said this like 2 or 3 times. I got yours. Now I've got to finish helping Mike get his. Well, of course he knew Mike because he'd been in a chat with us a few times. Nightcrawler. Well, Mike's... Huh? No, Mike is actually my ex-fiance from years ago. And I grew up with him. Nah. No, Mike, he's a childhood friend. But I'm the one reason he came to the game. I was like, well, come play this game with us. Come play with us. Well, believe it or not, he went out and got a PlayStation just so he could come play this game with us. So, yeah. And then he turned around and he got tired of the 4 and turned around and jumped to a 5 within a month. And he's been with us. October will be a year. So, anyways, I told him 2 or 3 times. I said, now I've helped you get your Oaken Soul ring. Now I've got to finish helping Mike get his. And most of the time, I have to do Mike's for him because Mike is I'm a volunteer firefighter. I get calls all the time whenever, and we have to run right then and there. But Mike is a tow truck driver, so he is always gone. When he gets a chance to play, that he's there. But his account and everything's logged into my system to the point that I go in and do a lot of his stuff for him. And he knows what I'm doing, but I have to go in and do it for him. And I knew good well I was going to end up having to do his scrying and all that stuff to get that up so that we could get his Oaken Soul ring. Well, the very next day, look, I'm trying to help Mike walking through his scrying and stuff like that. We got him to purple, so that was a good thing. But Andre jumped in and he's like, well, we're going to finish up some of my scrying, ain't we? First off, I was like, well, wait a minute. We just finished all your gold leads and all of your other leads and everything, plus got your Oaken Soul last night. I said, because I was watching your screen. We went through everything, did we not? He's like, yeah, but we still got more to do. I'm like, well, I did mention a few times I've got to finish hoping. Yeah, well, I told him, I said, I did mention a few times that I had to help Mike get his done. And he's right here in the chat with us. I've really got to finish that up. Well, let's just put it this way. He got a little upset and he ended up leaving the chat and all that good shit. Well, he didn't like leave the group or whatever, but he left the messenger that night. And then he come back the next day, and that's when he was a little upset. But I felt bad because I felt like
You're telling me.
I feel like
You
when
know
someone
what
asks
attacked
me
us
to
the
do
other day?
something, I've always
Warriors made
felt
out of
the need
stone.
to try my best to
How
help
are you
them.
supposed to fight such
It's just who I am, and it hurts when I'm torn between a million different things, and I'm trying to. I've got Mike sitting right here in the chat, kind of waiting, while I'm trying to explain this or talk to him, and Mike is being quiet, nice, and he ain't said a word, but on the other hand, I've got Andre kind of upset over here because I can't drop what I'm doing to go help him, and that hurt. It hurts to hurt other people. Yeah. I've constantly got Joe telling me, he says, "You're never gonna learn. You are never gonna learn." How many people is this now that's done took advantage of you? I'm like, Joe, I don't think of it that way, honey. I just
Yeah.
don't know what to do anymore.
Some people just don't listen to their Jiminy Cricket.
They sure don't. And I've got, let's just say, yeah. I got a soft heart, and I did, well, believe it or not, it was right around the same time. It was right after that. That's when his wife started screaming and yelling in the background. I mean, she cussed him lower than a dog, and I knew she was talking about me because she got a hold of his phone and she's looking through his phone and she sees where he's like messaging me through Messenger and he's like, "Hey, are you on?" And that's pretty much the extent of two messages that he sent. And yet she literally cussed him lower than a dog, and she was screaming so bad that we didn't have a choice. We had him all the way turned down, and it's still. Oh. Yeah. But I felt bad, and I felt bad about it since, to the point that.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, tell them straight up. Be like, yo,
I
nope.
just have a hard time doing that. My heart is way too soft. Mhm.
It comes, personally, looking from outside in, I'm going to tell you now that kind of behavior normally comes from a person who doesn't love themselves. Like you have such a lack of love for yourself that you end up, trying to confide that love for everyone else, but you don't confide it for yourself. You've got to love number uno first, because can't nobody love you but you, at least first.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I've always had a bad outlook on my own self.
Hell yeah, them motherfuckers ain't paying your bills neither. I've had people have the balls to come up to me and say I'm driving a raggedy ass truck and I need to take it off the road, and I give them a middle finger, and I look at them and I hand them a piece of paper and pencil. I've done this to a person in Walmart one day because they were like, that damn truck, man, looks like it's about shot. You think it's time for the junkyard? I was like, nope. And then I went to the truck, grabbed a notepad and a pencil, and I handed it to him. He's like, what's this for? I said, well, I was just wondering, since you have such an opinion about what I drive, I figure, you're going to foot the bill. So go ahead and write your name and contact information. I'll let you know what I pick out, and you can cut me the check. Oh, God, he was so fucking red in the face. I did that shit. I waited my whole life. I waited my whole life for somebody to fuck up and say that. I was just, ooh. Yeah, I'd be like, dude, you paying my bills, bro? Like, hey man, I got a power bill, I got a damn gas bill, a grocery bill. Like, which one do you want to pay for since you're so opinionated?
Yeah,
let me let you take the reins.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's just hard to do that. I'm trying. Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, ladies, if we're going for that Minecraft, we better hit it.
Alrighty.
Not run out of time.
Yep. I have to come back and do that in a little while too.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime you got a moment, I see you. I'm always free unless I'm over sleeping or something. But, yeah,
Look at me.
I'm always on.
Mr. Meeseeks. Do you see where I am? Look up. Look up on the way train.
How in the world did you get up there? That jump thing? That you jump?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And it's a warden thing? Because I've been wondering what that was. Oh. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
Look at you, little ant. Down there, down there below me.
Yes, indeed. There you go. Have some shards.
Yay. Yeah, alright, I got a ball. If I don't, I'm never going to get over there. Oh! Curb, I'll shoot you a... Curb, okay. You got to accept my friendly request before I can party you or something. You done did.
You did, yes.
IR signal. Grade 6.